Hi guys, I'm going to do a quick explanation of sizes, and this is something that a lot of brands run into. First of all, what you need to understand is there is no such thing as a standardized sizing, not in the United States. So I hear people all the time, well, I always wear a size 6 or I always wear a size 7. It's standard. It's not standard. It's not. And so here's a demonstration of a brand Charter Club. This is a size medium item. I'm going to put this on. Now, modern underwear, okay? We're not talking about the 1980s. We're talking about now. Are usually made of this material called jersey knit. So it's a cotton, it's a type of knit. There's a polyester knit, but it's a type of knit. And this knit has spandex in it. It stretches. So this will be comfortable for both men and women in most cases. The reason it wouldn't be comfortable is, let's say the man is wider at the legs. So that is where he might not be accommodated. But in other words, it really does not matter the size of your package too heavily, because you have a 2 to 6%, in some cases even 20% stretch. There's a big difference between this and what we deal with. We work in a non-stretch material, which is typical from the 1980s to the 1990s. Now, I'm not talking about my nylons or anything like that. I'm talking about my satins. My satins do not stretch. They are 100% polyester. Sometimes they have a 2% stretch. But in general, I work on the same material that they used back in the 1980s. So when someone tells me, oh, well, I wear a size 5 in underwear, that is not the same as you wearing a stretch size 5 and you wearing this size 5, okay? That tells me nothing. You need to measure yourself in order to find the right fit. But you also cannot jump from one type of cut to another. So I'm going to give you a demonstration so this may be able to help people who have who are trying to shop in the store but want different types of cuts. So first one we're going to go for is the classic. This is the original Anya's Poison bikini. This was designed, it was more like a loungewear. It has, okay, first of all, you can see it is very high cut. If I pull it all the way up, it is way up there, okay? The rise on this thing is made for a average height man, okay? So let's say, what's that average height man? I think 5'9" is the average for a man. So you have a waistline, all right? Here is your potato. All right, there. This will fit all the way, and you can see it's not gonna affect your waist, right? Because it is designed to accommodate a full-size package, all right? The back, it is a full back cut for the most part. Now, again, this really depends on you. It also has a wide gusset. So this does not accommodate men, because sometimes I occasionally get the complaint that, oh, this has too much fabric. My wife doesn't like it. It's too baggy. It's too saggy for me. If you are not full cut in the back, this is not for you. You do not need this type of item. This is for somebody who wants, it's comfortable, it's loose. The waist range on a medium is, it starts at 24 inches and it stretches to 36. But this, because of the way it's designed, actually has a lot more give. It's gonna give you up to 40 inches. So with these, you can definitely size down if you want them to be tighter, for example. So that is our men's package, you see? It will accommodate a very decent size package, all right? So this is designed specifically for men. A woman cannot wear this. It would look bizarre on her. So now we're gonna go through the other types of cuts. All of these that I'm showing you are mediums and why they're going to differ for you. Okay, the next one is gonna be the Countess cut. This is my latest cut. It is a lot more modest, but it does have a very similarly accommodating front. You see, it's still quite big. This is my spool. But even this, if you can look, you'll see that it's going to have a different type of pull. So anytime you have a package, the larger your package, people don't understand this, the larger the package, the more pull you will have on your waist. That's important because that actually takes away from your waist measurements. That is why it will not fit. So all of this matters. Also, the taller you are, the higher your rise needs to be. So if you are a very tall man, you cannot use women's panties because generally they're designed to be really low. Okay, so this one has a good size rise. It accommodates a pretty good size package, but the cool part about it is that it has a lot less space between the legs. It's almost a woman's size gusset, and it has a very cheeky cut. So if you're not filled out in the back, this will make you look more filled out in the back. So again, this is also a size medium, but a different cut. So if you are comparing this to the Anya's Poison Panty, the original string bikini that is the most popular cut, this you may want, depending on your height and depending on your potato size, you may want to size up one in this. This is kind of entirely up to you. Okay. So there's that. Also, these ones are always lined with satin and compared to the other ones who are lined with nylon. So here's a medium. You could see its stretch is not quite as accommodating here as the Anya's Poison cut, just because of the way it's designed, because this pouch has so much pucker in it and so much bigger. See, this one will still give you a much wider range. It's made for comfort, even though it's still a medium. Okay, now we're gonna go to the Duchess cut. The Duchess cut is specifically described as a very similar cut to a woman's Joe Boxer. Again, non-stretch. These are cut on a bias, so they have give, but they do not have stretch. So here is a men's lace Duchess cut. As you can see, it is almost a woman's cut. The only difference is that it has a small pouch. This is literally for men who have worn women's panties their whole lives. Okay, so let's say you wear a women's panty and it is not an issue for you. You do not have a lot going on over here. That's great for you. So you don't need a lot of space, but let's say you need a tiny bit more space. Okay, so I'm going to show you the same example. This is also a medium, well, size 6. Okay, do you see the difference? I mean, this is obviously a very large spool I've got going on here. Hold on. Flip it. Okay. So there is more space. Obviously, this is very rigid. There is more space here for you, but there is not a whole lot of space. It is a very modest cut here, okay? Again, this affects the waistband. So if you are normally wearing a size medium Anya's panty, the string bikini cut, if you're wearing normally a size medium of this, this is not going to be a size medium for you, because depending on the size of your package. Now, if you were, you don't have a lot going on there and you're just worried about the waist and you don't have a very high rise, this should be fine. Then you can stay with the same size if this kind was an issue for you. If this kind fits you well, this is not going to fit you well. All right, because the rise is going to be completely different. It's going to be sitting exactly like it is on the mannequin. It's going to be sliding down like this, so expect it to fit nice and low. Okay, but it does have a full cut butt, so you can expect good coverage. But as you can see, it is not going up as high as it would on the women's. So if I was wearing these and I want to transfer to these, I would go at least 1 to 2 sizes up. So you would not be a medium, you would now be a size 7 or an 8, depending on how much more rise you want and how much more space you want everywhere. Okay, there you go. All right, now I'm gonna give you the same exact cut in a women's. It's not equal, okay? Again, because of the size of your potato. It's so funny because I get people who say, oh, I don't understand why that makes a difference. It does make a difference. It makes a big difference. Okay, so again, now we have a much flatter cut. Now this is again a medium. This is what I normally wear. I wear a size 6. Okay, there's your butt. It is a full cut butt. There's your front. And it is modeled after the 80s cuts, so there is a little more space here. But again, it's not going to be a lot of space. So if you stick a potato in here, do you see that it's not fitting? It's pulling these straps so hard that you need to size at least 2 sizes up for this to be accommodated. It makes a difference, guys. It really does. The more you pull down, the more circumference you need right here. So it's not going to be the same. So if you are wearing a men's cut and you want to fit into this, go at least 2 sizes up. And again, I'm not gonna give you a guarantee of coverage. You're not gonna get coverage on this if you're fitting well into this type of panty. But if this is too much for you, then this might work, you know, the men's version or even the woman's version, because they are cut exactly the same. The only difference is the size of the front. Now, classy cut is even smaller. Do not tell me, well, I purchased size 6 Duchess cut, and now I want the classy cut, so I'm gonna purchase a medium. This is a medium. Do you see how tiny this front is in comparison to this one? These are all different cuts. Look. Okay, these are the same size. This is a medium, this is a 6. They're different. This is made kind of as a more modern type of bikini. So originally I actually had all my brands separated out on different sites because there was confusion. So this is for women who do not want any of that 1980s type of I guess, pleated gathering, which I like. I think it's kind of sexy because you can kind of see how the satin moves. But this is a very flat piece, okay? There's no space here, nothing. You can put $1 in here, all right? And the butt is also a little bit more, more feminine. Also, the cut of it is lower. Do you see how low this is? So don't tell me that you've worn my lace Duchess cut and you don't understand why this is not going to accommodate you. There is a difference. The cuts are different. Again, let's try to stick a potato in here. This is not gonna work for you, okay? You see how much more of a waist you need in order for it to fit. So there is a difference depending on the package and depending on the height. Also, imagine that this is a person who is taller, okay? This is gonna fit super low on you. You're gonna need a higher waistband, even if you want it to fit low, because this is going to pull down and stretch. So there's a lot of factors to take into play when it comes to selecting your model. They're not gonna fit equally. I emphasize that on my site, so I thought maybe if I can make a video, then people can understand a little better. Now I wanna show you, there's an exception. Exception is when you do have a stretch fabric. This is, I call it give. I don't call this a stretch fabric because with this kind of fabric, it does stretch. The problem is that if you overstretch it, it will never stretch back again. It is not designed for extreme pressure. But a lot of men really like this one. They like this one. This is a size 6 also. It's got a great fit. They like it because it's a lot more accommodating and it fits potatoes better. And this is a woman's cut. As you can see, you can get away with a lot more when you have a stretch item, even if it is in a woman's cut or an item that has give. What I would recommend, please, for the sake of my sanity and yours, if you choose to order a woman's item that is going to be worn by a man or by a male anatomy, to be technically correct, just ask for a reinforced gusset because that's going to help us, help you preserve this item so it does not split under pressure. So what we do, and it's a completely free service, we just basically put an extra stitch right here and right here in order for it not to split under pressure, and it'll last you a little bit longer. Okay, so I hope that this gives you some clarity of why one type of item might fit you and another type of item might not. Please message me with any questions. With sizing, please don't tell me that I used to wear a size 6 in Victoria's Secret. That doesn't help me. Have a wonderful day.